everyone, my name is Sean, and today I'm going to tell you about the famous scientist and was a super smart man called Albert Einstein. Well, Albert Einstein was more than a scientist, and he also loved maths. Albert Einstein was born on April 18th, 1807 in Germany. He didn't talk until he was 4 years old. When he was age of 2 and he didn't talk, his parents worried that he couldn't talk. And also, when he was 4, he just repeated sentences over and over again until he was 7. Also the very fastest, and also when he went to an elementary school, he was always teased at recess because Albert Einstein wanted to read about mathematics and science, but other kids teased Einstein for not playing soccer and not just reading and not playing soccer or anything else at recess. Which must be fun to you, but just follow your passion, okay? When he was old, he became a scientist, and he never combed his hair and never wore socks. So when he went to a restaurant, he would get filthy clothes, uncombed hair, and no socks. And one day, at the starting of World War I, when World War I began, and Albert Einstein saw the news, he wrote a letter to the president, who was doing the World War to his country. Dear Mr. President, I want you to stop the war, he wrote in his letter, and please stop using weapons. In 1976, the war stopped. Then World War II came, and he heard a news about an atomic bomb landing on his country, Germany. So he asked the president of Germany to build an atomic bomb of himself. In 1999, his first atomic bomb was created. But the atomic bomb in the country has already been finished, and it was on Germany. It killed 3,000 people. And then he saw he could carry it as fast enough before the next bomb and threw it in their country. He threw it, but then he was almost killed. So he escaped to USA to escape the war and the treasury. He was very lucky though, because he didn't even get killed. When he died, he was remembered as a famous scientist. And before he died, he made a theory called E equals MC2. E equals MC square. The square is in the number 2. But when he made his own, wrote and published his own scientific newspaper, he wrote E equals MC square, but in a different way. He wrote M equals E divided by square.
서울 호텔 신라.
Okay, that was Korean.
안 되네.
But when he published his first science paper, it was wrote like this: M equals E divided by square Z, and the M part standard for mass. And also, he also made a kind of imaginary net called the space-time. As like space-time is a little similar to a trampoline, and it is the workforce of gravity. But he got his theory E equals mc squared from his favorite scientist of the years. Favorite scientist, Isaac Newton, who discovered about gravity. And who was that guy again? Well, if it was that guy, he discovered about electromagnetism. But he had a much more very good theory for them from Isaac Newton's gravity and from the scientist who discovered electromagnetism even more better. That guy think that magnets can attract clock without breaking it. But when Einstein did his electronic experiment, it broke. The clock broke. And then he said, someone's name, the scientist's name, is wrong, that the clock won't break when you put an electromagnet on it. And electromagnetism is the topic about magnets. And Isaac Newton discovered by gravity by an apple falling onto his head. Bong! Ouch! And he knocked out. But only for a few minutes. Of course, he combined the experiment and made the very good stuff called E equals mc squared. And E equals mc squared was his theory of revolution, and it was proven by conducting an experiment, and it was real. That was made him famous, and after his death, he was known as Albert Einstein. Also, more fun facts about Albert Einstein. He disliked the piano when he was young, but when he was 14 years old, he heard Mozart music and started to play the violin. He made the first atomic bomb in Germany. Well, maybe the first, but maybe the second or any number. Also, Albert Einstein never wore socks, which might make his feet dirty. And he never washed, which might be smelly for him. And these are the more fun facts about Albert Einstein. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. And for my opinion of Albert Einstein is that his theory E equals mc squared was actually made by when he was thinking about evolution, and he conducted this, and I think he conducted this one when he imagined that two lightning bolts were struck when a train passed by, but and Albert was in between them. So he also thought that the lightning would struck faster before the train would go. Also, I think he imagined because he said knowledge is important. Imagination is more important than knowledge. I think he did this theory because of this famous sentence of this: imagination is more important than knowledge. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and I'll see you next time in my other videos. Bye!